Okay, let's jump into I want to do our percentages game. Usually we save that for the end. Let's do it now.
Whoa,
let's have some fun. Here we go. Percentages game. Ready for this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, you know how the percentages game goes. We ask the question, what are the chances? And then we have a question for you. And out of that, we predict the future a little bit. Or mess up big time. Yeah, we try
I usually don't.
Okay, ready for this?
Yep.
What are the percentages for the Houston game, which is in Houston?
Yep.
What are the chances the shocker effect doubles the Houston attendance? Doubles their average attendance.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Ready? Go. And
gotcha.
Go.
70%.
I said 90%. I went portrait mode for some reason.
Wow.
But there you go.
Look at that.
90%. It's going to happen. Tell us what the shocker effect is.
Okay, the shocker effect, it's a small sample size.
It is,
this
yeah.
year. But when Wichita State went to UConn and played, UConn, it was either a sellout or very close to a sellout, and which is completely different than the rest of the games at UConn this year. And so they had a huge bump in attendance. The game at Tulsa, there was a huge bump in attendance. At East Carolina, there was a big bump as well. And so kind of what happened in the Valley as well is when the Shockers come to town, it's the hot ticket for the season.
Everybody wants to see the Shockers. It's like when Golden State Warriors come to town. Everybody wants to see them.
So Houston's averaging around 3,000 for their attendance, which is putrid.
Yeah.
They are in a temporary home while their main arena is being renovated. But so we'll see if it gets bumped up to around 5,000 or 6,000.
I think it will, and that's no slight on the Houston fans or the Houston area. I mean, they have the Houston Rockets. They have NBA basketball.
They have a lot of things to do down there.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff to do. That's a big boy city right there. Wichita, the Shockers are the best seat in town. You know, the one to get. Houston is not like that. Houston Cougars are not like that. So, okay, so there you go. The Shocker effect is real. And the Shockers at home blow out attendance numbers compared to anyone else in the conference. It is not. I think it's almost double
yeah, it's pretty close
attendance.
to that.
So, okay, what are the chances, sticking in Houston, at least one Houston Rockets player is at the Wichita State game on Saturday?
Interesting.
Ready? I looked it up.
Is the schedule?
Houston is at home that night.
That does help.
They're at home that night. The Shockers game's at 11 in Houston. The Rockets play at like 6 or 7 that night.
Okay.
What are the chances they are? At least one Houston Rocket is at the game. Ready? Go. Go.
40%.
40%. 25%. I said 25. So I think there's a chance if there had been a game, the Rockets game the day before, the day after, I think they would come see Landry Shamet, or they want to see these Shockers play on a game day. That's tough. That's tough to justify.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll see. It'd be cool if it did happen.
I'm going to be looking for it. And it may not be, the beard there, but maybe one of the other guys. Okay, what are the chances that there is a blackout or yellow out for the Cincinnati game, which is the last regular season game, March 4th, in Koch Arena? Wichita State and Cincinnati, I believe they're tied right now for the #1 spot in the conference. Yeah. Okay, and beautiful scheduling.
Perfect. How could they predict
They
something
play
like that?
in the final regular season game against each other in Wichita State. What are the chances there's a blackout or a yellow out that the school wants to go all out for that?
Okay.
It's on CBS too. Ready?
CBS.
Go. Go. 95%.
90%.
Hey, we're on the same page. It's
Look at
right.
this.
The only reason I left 5% is maybe they'll want to do a whiteout or something.
Hopefully not a whiteout. Please no.
Who knows? But yeah, that is going to be the biggest game in Wichita this year.
This year and possibly
maybe for a while.
Yeah.
It's setting itself up to be.
It really is.
So be ready. Whoever is, I don't know who's in charge of that. I guess the ticket office or the promotions department. Who knows? Okay. Good. What are the chances? Let's throw it out there. Let's continue this. The conference championship is undecided when we reach that final game, Wichita State versus Cincinnati.
So it all come down to that last game?
It all comes down to that last game for the championship. What are the chances? Go. Oh, this may be high.
Probably is.
Go. 70%.
Come on.
We both said it.
I don't like you thinking like me.
I know.
Kinda scary.
Here's what I'm thinking though. Houston might lose. Is that fair? SMU might pick them off. It's Houston. Cincinnati might lose.
It could happen. There's a chance they could lose to SMU or Houston or UCF.
UCF. We haven't talked a lot about UCF. They've got some talent.
They do.
They might be there. Okay. Hey, one more. Let's do one more. Ready? This is looking forward. What are the chances the American Athletic Conference expands again in the next 5 years, specifically men's basketball? Adds one more program, at least one more program within the next 5 years. Because Wichita State has turned out phenomenal.
It's been a good addition so far. Yeah.
Ready? Go.
I'll go for it.
And go.
Alrighty.
20%.
80%.
80%.
There we go.
Okay.
This is more of my comfort zone
that's
now.
right. This is where we're not on the same page. Why so convinced? 80%.
Well, last year there were reports when the Shockers hadn't quite been announced yet or invited that the American was also looking to add Dayton and VCU at the time. And so they were kicking around the idea of multiple basketball-only schools. They eventually nixed that and only went with the Shockers, which was probably the right choice. But I think they really want to improve their basketball.
Yeah.
And some of these schools, I just don't see a lot of potential. But they could just do a wait-and-see approach and hope that Memphis and UConn and some of those schools bounce back. But I think it's likely they consider it again. You know,
Dayton, VCU, they're two good basketball programs. I could see them being a good fit there. They're right in that geographical footprint too, basically. My hesitation is there's already too many teams to play a full home and home schedule, conference schedule.
Right.
If you add more, that just unbalances the schedule even more and makes it even less fair. So I just don't know how you would reconcile that. You could split divisions. You don't see that very often. You see it in football, but splitting divisions, having an East and West, so to speak, that's tough because then Wichita State and say UConn or Cincinnati might not be in the same, or the Florida schools.
Yeah.
Who do you put them with? So it complicates things to add. Now, the big thing is money, right?
The money, and that's all I want to get to here. Is in a couple of years, the Americans' TV contract is up for renewal, and so there's been a lot of talk of hoping that the schools will get a big bump in pay, and if ESPN or whoever the TV deal will be with says, hey, we want more schools, we want these schools. If you bring these schools in, we'll bump up everyone's pay, such and such. And so I see that potentially happening within the next couple of years, and so we'll see. And
let me tell you, in that sense, not every school is created equal.
No.
And it doesn't even necessarily matter if they're a super competitive basketball program. Missouri Valley, they brought in Loyola. I don't think it was for any reason because they like Loyola basketball. They like that Chicago market.
Yeah, that was the only reason.
That's huge.
Move.
The Big Ten went out and got Rutgers.
Right.
And Rutgers, what are they going to do for Big Ten football? Absolutely nothing, except that is a huge New York market.
To the New Jersey and New York City
New Jersey market.
So
money, you get a big market there. That can speak big. So
that's something to consider.
Might bump that percentage up. Fun percentage game. Hey, do you have any questions? What are the chances type questions you could turn in or are wondering? You can submit them to us. Shockerland.com, on Twitter at Shockerland, and Facebook page as well. You can find us there, Shockerland. Thanks for joining us for another episode of The Percentages Game.